let's get this out of the way. I am not going to tell you how to travel the world for free by churning credit cards, because nothing is ever really free when it comes to credit cards. But I am going to share with you 5 steps to take to pick the best travel credit card for you that can give you some awesome travel perks and perhaps a free plane ticket or 2. Let's go. Hey y'all, and welcome. If you're new here, I'm Christy, the Gen X Gypsy, helping you to travel better so you can focus on making unforgettable memories. Today we're talking about travel credit cards, but I do want to point out first that I am not a finance professional and that all of the information I'm sharing with you today is from personal experience or doing a little Google research. If you are someone who struggles with debt or paying off your credit cards in a timely manner, this video may not be the right one for you, but please go check out some of my other travel tips videos, like the dollar store hacks video that I'll have linked in the description below. For the rest of you, let's talk about credit cards, why you should have one for travel, how you should go about choosing the right one for you for travel, and why credit card churning is just not a great idea. Right about now, you might be asking yourself,
what the hell is credit card churning?
Well, if you think about those travel vloggers and bloggers that talk about traveling the world for free, they are most likely doing what is called credit card churning. In its simplest form, credit card churning is when you put an application in for a credit card that has a certain application bonus. And that bonus is earned by putting a certain amount of money on that credit card within a certain amount of time. An example of this would be if you applied for a card that had a 60,000 mile bonus, as long as you put $3,000 on that card within the first 90 days. So you apply for that card, you receive it in the mail, you start putting your expenses on that credit card, of course being a responsible credit card user and paying off those balances each month. And by the end of 90 days, you have your $3,000 that you have rolled through on that credit card. And now you have 60,000 miles that you can use to purchase a ticket to Bali, let's say. And now you are traveling the world for
free.
Then you'll take that card that now has a 0 balance on it and you put that away, and then you go look for another card that has a really good application bonus or first month bonus, and you do the same thing over again. And you just do that on repeat, and you will continue to travel around the world based off of those points that you gain from those application bonuses on the credit cards. At this point, you might be saying,
well, Christy, what's wrong with that? That doesn't seem like a bad idea. If I'm paying off the balances and I'm just using the credit cards to buy stuff I'd normally buy anyway, what's wrong with that?
Well, let me put on my retired realtor hat and explain to you why having multiple credit cards can be a bad thing. Once you start applying for credit cards, after you have your first 1 or 2, it does start to ding your credit score. And when you go to apply for a loan for a car or a home, those lenders are going to look at all of that credit card available amount of money to be spent on those credit cards. So say you have a $30,000 limit on a credit card, they're going to look at that as potential amounts of money that you could owe in the future, because it's called revolving debt and it's something that you could accrue even though it's not on that card at that time. This will go against your debt to income ratio, and it doesn't look so fantastic, especially when you are trying to buy a home. So I just don't think it's a great idea to continue to take out credit card after credit card, especially if you have buying a home or a car in your near future. And that, in a nutshell, is why I'm just not a big fan of the whole credit card churning idea. Have any of you guys tried a little credit card churning? How did it turn out for you? Were you happy that you did it? Let me know in the comments below. Now, if your eyes aren't completely glazed over yet, Let's move on to why you should have a travel credit card. Number one is security. If your wallet is lost or stolen, it is way easier to deal with having a replacement for your credit card than it is dealing with your debit card or just losing the cash. Number two is that most travel credit cards have a really, really good exchange rate, and most of them don't charge foreign service fees. Number three is that you're not constantly having to go somewhere to exchange your cash for local currency, especially if you're traveling to various different countries. And fourth are the travel perks, like getting your TSA PreCheck card paid for, or getting your baggage for free, or even being able to get lounge access. And you know what else is free? That like button below. If you're enjoying this video, how about tapping that thumbs up real quick, because it does make a difference with the YouTube algorithm. And if this is information that you know somebody else needs to hear, make sure to share this video, because sharing is caring. And that brings us to how to pick the best travel credit card for you. The first thing you need to think about is what benefits are important to you. Do you care about getting free baggage when you fly somewhere? Do you care about getting the TSA PreCheck? Do you care about lounge access? Different cards are going to offer you different perks. So you need to read through what the different offerings are and decide what is most important to you. Number two is deciding what annual fee you are willing to pay. Most travel credit cards come with an annual fee. There is one card that does not have an annual fee, but the rest of them have anywhere from a $95 fee to a $695 fee. As you can imagine, the higher the annual fee gets, the more benefits come with that card. But again, you gotta weigh the cost analysis, whether it's worth it or not. Number three, how do you want to redeem your miles or points? Are you willing to get on a phone and talk to someone every time you want to use your miles to buy a ticket? Or would you prefer to have an easy web-based system that allows you to just erase your purchases? They run a gamut for all of the credit cards, so just make sure you check that out too before you get stuck with a system that doesn't really work for you. Number four, how widely can you use that card? And by widely, I'm talking about where in the world can you use the card. Visa and MasterCard are pretty widely accepted around the world. However, American Express and Discover aren't. So you need to take that under consideration when you are choosing which card is best for you. And lastly, number five, how hard is it going to be for you to receive the introductory offer? And by that I mean, is it going to be pretty easy for you to put the amount of money on the card that's necessary in order to receive those bonus points or miles? Or is that going to be more of a challenge, especially if you need to pay it off each month? You need to consider that with each card and what they require on their introductory offer. There are lots of websites out there that do a fantastic job of comparing all the different credit cards, like NerdWallet or the Points Guy. And they have travel credit card specific pages that I will link to in the description below. Basically, there are three great beginner travel credit cards. Bank of America has a travel rewards card that has a 0 annual fee. The Chase Sapphire Preferred card and the Capital One Venture card both have $95 annual fees, but they are really good for the beginner. I have a Capital One Venture card that I've had for years and I love it. This is not a sponsored video, but I did want to share with you some of the things that I do like about my Capital One card. Number one, and probably the most important, is that they pay $100 towards getting your TSA PreCheck or your Global Entry card, and they pay it not just the one time when you first get it, but every 4 years when it comes up for renewal. They also have no foreign transaction fees and their exchange rates are really good. They provide extra accident and rental car coverage while you are traveling, in addition to 24-hour customer service. Their website is so easy to use. They have a thing called Transaction Eraser that you can take your miles or your points and erase out transactions if it is travel related. And by travel related, it's a pretty loose definition. They do have a sign-up bonus of 60,000 miles, and you would need to put $3,000 on that card within 90 days in order to get that bonus. It's been so many years, I couldn't even tell you what I spent my bonus on at this point. A couple of things I would stay away from when considering a travel credit card are airline or hotel specific cards, because you just don't get as many benefits with those as you do a big general travel credit card. I would also stick with a Visa or a MasterCard because they are way more widely accepted than American Express or Discover. If you are looking for other ways to save when you are traveling, check out this video next about ways to find a cheap airfare. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.